man must live with a dream, because dreams force us always go ahead. A Kazakh proverb says, a person who doesn't have dreams looks like a bird without wings. From childhood, Oralbek Botbay was a dreamer. He liked to climb the mountains and admire the native village. He dreamed his village to be a world-famous place. He also dreamed to be a popular man with much money. That black boy who rode a donkey and liked to stroll along rocky became an adult man. He is a person with a generous soul and broad heart. It is not that fairy tale which says his dreams came true at the end. Here is a story that tells about the black boy's past and today's life and achievements.
Қонағым кәсіпкер, филантроп Оралбек Botbay. Қош келдіңіз.
Рахмет.
Жалпы туған жеріңізге қаншалықты жиі барып тұрасыз?
Енді уақыт болса күн сайын баруға дайынбыз. Енді жылына бір рет барған өзінде біз өзімізді сондай бір керемет, ашық біздің еліміз бар екенін сезінеміз.
Oralbek Botbay was born in 1967 in the district of Bydbek, South Kazakhstan region. His family was large. After graduation from secondary school, he went to Temirberk Jurgenov Art Academy in Almaty. After that, he devoted his life to business. Now he is a businessman, philanthropist, patron of arts, owner of Kurmet Order.
Demonstrantlar kolonnalar geldi. 1 may aldında күндері Қазақстан астанасының жұмысшылары мен интеллигенциясы еңбектің тамаша үлгісін көрсетті.
His childhood coincided with the heyday with Soviet Union. In that period, people's life was hard. There were jobs, but there were not enough necessary things like clothes.
Our family has 10 children. We grew up in a poor village. We are with the eldest sister wore one coat. Honestly, in that time, nobody helped us. That is why I wanted to do all my best to help everyone when I grew up. Also, for me, life was very difficult. I didn't beg money in order to keep up with the people. I worked hard from childhood.
Өскенде елдің қолынан келген елдің бәріне көмектесем деп өстім. Өзім қысылып өскен, қиналдық. Жаңағы ел өсімін, шешеміз ауру, соны жаңағы жалтақтап, не қылып бірақтап біз енді мына тұмағымызды жерге тастап тиын жинаған жоқпыз. Жаңағы қол жүрегімізді теріп, сары күнімізді теріп.
Oralbek Botbay was raised in a village with beautiful nature. It was surrounded by the mountains and the river was flowing nearby. In spring, mushrooms grow. After picking up mushrooms, a little boy Oralbek sold them and sent money to his elder brothers, who lived and studied in the city.
Once our father said he saw a dream. In the dream he saw moon and the sun. Then he saw a knife. He said that knife was my Oralbek. Here he is 50 years old and the son of his homeland. He's a popular person in our republic. Our parents brought up him so.
Oralbek Botbay studied at this school. While visiting the village, he goes to his school and says hello to teachers. He grew up with his sister Ulzahira together. They lived through poverty and prosperity. And these two didn't choose clothes, they wore the same things.
We had one coat for two. We wore it in turn. Before dinner I, after dinner he. My character was bad. If I wasn't in the mood, I refused to give that coat him and I ran away. He often chased me for that.
Oralbek Botbay lives in Astana, the capital of Kazakh nation. However, he misses his native village. In each visit, he invites elders for dinner and asks them about the situation in the village, because he knows a lot about difficulties of the rural life. He lost his father when he was only 12. For the boy, it was a big blow. Besides, in that winter, a crack appeared on the wall of their home and the snow fell into the house.
From inside the home, we saw the street. In winter, it was very cold in our village. Snow started to fall into the home. There was no father to rely on him. Mother said, "We'll build a new home." My two brothers studied in the city. That is why I had to make bricks and build a house. But since that time, I don't want to do dirty works. Then the villagers were very surprised at me, because I was only 12 years old and built a new home on my own.
He makes a visit with his children to that home which was built once by him. He shows an example to his sons on how to work. Oralbek's father, Koshkar, was also a hard-working one. Although his health was poor, he taught all his children in higher educational institutions. But Oralbek was an unusual from the time when he was a child. He's a hard-working person which also loves the art. Therefore, after graduation from the secondary school, he chose the Academy of Art in Almaty, the capital of Kazakhstan in that time. However, his student's life also coincided with a difficult period. The Soviet Union, which then was one of the most powerful states of the world, collapsed. The central government dissolved for one day, and people didn't know to whom rely on further. Students didn't take grants. Their life was hard. For this reason, many of them left their universities. But Oralbek Botbay swept streets and yards and earned money for living. However, then he realized that he was closer to business. He brought washing powder and sold it here. After that, he drove cars from Russia and brought sweets from Uzbekistan. Even he bought skins from eastern Kazakhstan and sold them in Iran. He drove the most necessary goods such as soap and oil from Chimkent to other regions of Kazakhstan. The commerce that started from boxes turned into a big caravan because he began to carry goods by trucks. Today, Oralbek Botbay works hard and successfully in the transport and logistical area. Despite he very succeeded in the business, he doesn't forget his native village. He always tries to help somebody. There are many holy places in southern Kazakhstan, such as Koshkar Ata, Arslan Bab Mausoleum, Akmeshit Cave, Baydibek Baba, Domalak Ana, Koshkar Ata Saint Tomb. Kazakh people visit these places and pray, ask help from Allah.
Wherever he lives, Oralbek is a son of his native land. He repaired the Koshkar Ata tomb and organized Koshkar Ata conference. He has been working hard for his native region.
Белсенді үлес қосады. Сондықтан да Алла тағала өзіне, отбасына, жалпы айналасына сол өзінің рухын биіктетіп отырады деп ойлаймын.
Kazakh people knows a lot about the history of their nation. They follow the tradition of ancestors. Besides, Kazakhs honors their well-known and historic persons. Oralbek repaired Koshkar Ata tomb, which is located in his native village. It is a holy place. That's why many people visit the mausoleum. Once upon a time, this tomb was badly damaged. It was very difficult to see it. Oralbek Botbay rebuilt it. When workers started to repair the tomb, a black snake was appeared there and watched all that happening around, and it was disappeared when the rebuilding was finished. Elders of the village didn't allow someone to trouble that snake. One more interesting thing was that workers found flat stones under the tomb. There were signs of Kazakh tribes on the stones.
барган адамдарга жардам этеді, эмдейді.
Koshkar Ata is a sacred place. It helps people. It even heals someone. This tomb also saves people who is going to travel. So every person leaving his home or getting into the car say, Koshkar Ata, save me. And they say that it protects and saves people who ask to help. Here, he was such a mighty man.
Сондай үлкен құдірет ол кісі.
Oralbek Botbay has built a mosque for his native village. Every Friday, hundreds of people gather there to pray. Villagers are very grateful to him. Oralbek Kojamjaroglu supports people of art too. For example, he always sponsors performers of the Kazakh unique artists.
Өзінің арманы не жақсылық жасасаң да, не игі бастама жасасаң да.
He wants to take all good things to his native village. He dreamed to organize a meeting between fellow villagers and famous artists. Nowadays, the dreams of him come true. Most popular performers of Kazakhstan have visited this small and remote village.
Кеткен ата-бабаларымыздың, әке-аналарымыздың рухына құран бағыштадық.
If a country doesn't say about its man, then what a man will say about his country? Oralbek Botbay tries always to help that school from which he was graduated. Repair works, necessary things for school, visits of students to Turkey and Burabay, all of them are habitual business for him. Thanks to Botbay, this year 30 children from his village went to the expo which was held in Astana. Children are happy to the gift. Botbay wants to become an example for his descendants. And he does it. His fellow villagers are proud of him. He has got a high reward from President of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, he has been continuing to study. Botbay became a professor of Regional Management Academy Association. On March 2017, by the decision of the National Security and Threat Management Institutions Constitute Council, honorary professor assigned to him for the contribution to the international relations and education. On 30th May 2017, by the decision of the Russian Natural Sciences Council, Oralbek Botbay was given advisor rank. He also likes to help educated youth. This year he granted a scholarship to university students for own means. The number of such grants will be increased in the future. This year Botbay started a new business. He started installing solar batteries that supply his village with power. This is an extraordinary project for Kazakhstan.
Having succeeded in business, he decided, figuratively speaking, to raise his own flag in the native village and kept in touch with the motherland. And he also helps low-income families. Besides, Botbay doesn't live without the attention the social needs of the population. Now he is working on a green energy production project in Baydvik district.
Ел экономикасы үшін енді өте тиімді.
Light bulbs are very effective for our economy. This method of lighting is used in many countries of the world. They save 70% of energy. Such bulbs don't light when the sun rises, but light when it darkens.
Президент жасаған кезде бұл шамдардың осы күнге шейін біздің шығындардың 70% экономия.
Run by Oralbek Botbay is engaged in attracting investments in Kazakhstan too. In order to realize useful projects for Kazakhstan, it cooperates with foreign companies. Botbay thinks that to do something useful for the country is his duty. I'm sure that we can say that all his childhood dreams came true. Now he's a very popular person. Representatives of newspapers, magazines, television channels don't leave this businessman without attention. Journalists want to know his opinion on various issues. Botbay experienced much in his life and wrote a book about that. Thanks to the hard work of parents and education, he grew up an honest and open person. He has a wife and 4 children, but he doesn't forget his parents.
Сол елден туған азамат болсын, енді қазір астына тұрып жатқанмен
Although I live in Astana, I want to share all good things with my village. My friends ask me why I often visit the native village, but there are many interesting places in the world where you can walk and relax. But I don't wish to forget my motherland. My children also come here. For me, the motherland is seemed to be a place where I give myself a report.
Aslında bunu жаңағы давай Турцияда, давай Мәскеуде, Европа барлық.
While in his native village, Oralbek Botbay every time climbs mountains. He recalls his past life. He is that happy person whose childhood dreams came true. He's a professor, he's a philanthropist, a businessman, and owner of several medals. He received many awards from the hands of the president himself. He's a popular and respected person, but Oralbek wants to implement many plans in the future. He wants to be always useful for his country. A dreamy boy in the past, Oralbek now is a wise man who has a visible plan and knows how to turn his ideas into reality. It is really that dreams come true.